Hi guys, it's Nancy. We're going to make a really fast and simple card. This is using the new Flowering Vine Layering Stencil, which is more of a background stencil from the April 30th release. So we're going to bring in my little sticky waffle flower mat here, which actually does not feel so sticky. I think I have some glitter stuck on there, so I'm just going to wipe it down real quick before we get started. You can use any sticky mat that you have, grids. There's so many companies now that have sticky. Basically, they're just photopolymer mats. You could also just use a piece of pixie tape if that's what you have. Highly recommend that. Yeah, definitely have some dust and glitter and debris stuck all over the top and bottom of mine. Okay. I have some Gina K layering weight cardstock cut down to 5.5 by 4 1/4. So I'm just going to lay that down. Piece of that down. All right. And these are numbered in the corner. They say Flowering Vine 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know if the camera can pick that up for you guys. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So just have my paper down, and I'm just going to put my stencil all the way in the corner here, and then just kind of put my paper really gonna kind of center it so that there's something for everyone. There we go. And I believe I need 2 colors and 2 greens, so I'm gonna start with Light Orchid number 1 for my lightest color. And I'm going to grab my Gina K blending brush. I'm going to load it up. And liberally add some color. I'm not really gonna make this too super hard to do because just want to mass produce some fast and easy, and honestly just making a whole bunch of kind of Mother's Day cards here. Just have some friends and family that I just want to very easily make a whole bunch of cards for, have them on hand, that I can just hand them out, write a quick note on the inside. Not really thinking too much about this, honestly, and making a simple background. So that's Light Orchid for the first layer. Simple. Gonna stick layer number 2. Again, it says Flowering Vine number 2. Stuff that in the corner. It should line up pretty easily. And gonna go in with Medium Orchid for my number 2 layer, using the same blending brush. Sorry, same blending brush. Number 2 ink color is what I meant to say. I just thought of that. I said number 2 blending brush. There's no second blending brush. Same blending brush. Medium Orchid in color. Look at that. Okay, so 1, 2. Light Orchid, Medium Orchid, same blending brush. Okay, then we're going to go in with Flowering Vine number 3. Okay, tucking that into the corner. And I'm going to go with Jelly Bean Green for my color. Switching to my Gina K brush, that is my green brush. Lining that up in the corner here. Going to load up that color. And again, no rhyme or reason here, just kind of making a background. That's it. You can do any colors you want for the florals. There's no real right or wrong. You can do orange, yellow, pink, purple, blue, whatever you want to do here. And I said this before with stencils, you really can't mess it up. Not like stamping. You saw I just kind of dropped my ink pad on there. Whoops, no big deal. With stamping, that would have been ruined. But the stencil, you cannot mess it up. As long as I keep my stencil in place in that corner, there's no messing it up. There really isn't. And that was Jelly Bean Green. And then I'm going to grab my 4 stencils. As long as you're always making sure that the name of the stencil, and this one's Flowering Vine number 4, is always in that bottom left corner, and I keep my paper in the same place. Now I'm going in with Jelly Bean Green, which I think is a little bit darker green. That's going to be the vines. And a little more detail to my leaves. Gives it a little bit more depth. You can't mess up stencils, and that's what's great about these floral stencils that Gina K has, is they're not super detailed where if you don't line them up right, oh no, I messed them up. There's a lot of detailed stencils that are out on the market, and a lot of people are intimidated by them. These are very simple but beautiful stencils. So if you're intimidated by stencils, these are a very good place to start, where you can make them fast, you can make them easy, and you guys are going to see how quick this is. I've been doing this in 6 minutes. While talking and kind of instructing you guys how super easy this is. And you can use any inks that you have, any blending brushes that you have. I do recommend brushes instead of daubers or pouncers or anything like that, because brushes really kind of get into the nooks and crannies. You might want smaller brushes for really small, super intricate, delicate parts of the stencils. But I do recommend brushes when you're doing stencils, because the bristles are soft. They're easy to get into places where kind of daubers or sponges or something can get caught up in some of the intricate or sharper pieces of stencils. So I do think brushes are easier when it comes to stenciling. And there we go. How fast and easy was that, right? And this is a little bit bigger panel, but if you guys want to do bigger 6x6, you can do 6x6. You can do smaller, whatever. Okay, so there's our panel. Super easy, super pretty. Now, I can cut this down a little bit. So this is 5.5 by 4.25. Let's say I want to cut this down to 5.25 by 4. I'm going to cut a little bit off of here. Actually, maybe I'm going to cut this down to 5 by 3.75. There. Let's cut this down to 3.75, and then we'll frame it off a little bit. Okay, and then we'll grab some Gina K colored cardstock. So what do I have in colored cardstock? Some Jelly Bean Green. Oh, bless me. And I have some Passionate Pink. So maybe we double layer this. And I wanted to bring in the sentiments from Handmade Holidays because this has Happy Mother's Day. We're going to stamp and die cut that out in a minute, but let's get this cut to fit. So we're going to cut this down to 5 1/4 by 4. So we're going to double mat this, which I don't do often enough, but I think the double mat with the colors will look really pretty and really help this pop. Maybe, I don't know. Do we need to double mat it? Ooh, that pink. Do we need the green? I don't think we need the green. We're good with that. All right, now let's stamp our sentiment. Maybe we'll just mat the sentiment in green. We could do that. Let's stamp our sentiment. Happy Mother's Day. Let's see how quick and easy. I mean, this would be really easy to kind of mass produce and make multiple cards, because sometimes we have, you know, obviously we have mom, grandma, but we also have sisters, aunts, friends that we could produce multiples of. And I have the coordinating die. So that makes a really fast and easy background. I didn't put these on their magnetic board yet. So, in case you didn't know, when you order Gina K dies, these, magnetic board, which makes it easy to store. Gotta figure out which one's Mother's Day. And sometimes you just gotta move them around a little bit. And there's a big heart and a little heart in this one. A big heart and a medium heart and a little heart. Right? No, just a big heart and a little heart. Okay. All right. Let me stamp this, die cut this. Let's stamp it first. And I just like to stamp with birthmark first. When it's a stamp I know I haven't used yet, just to keep it from staining, but also to make sure that ink takes nicely. And we're going to use that same medium orchid ink. use just a little bit of pixie tape to hold it in place. I'm going to grab my Intri-cut machine, pull my arms down, and then push them, and that will create the suction to stick to the table. And then I have my cutting mat. Put my die and my paper in place, and then I just put the heavier platform on top and roll it through on the die cutting setting. Very easy to do, and it will cut all the way through. Actually, I'm going to cut a couple of hearts out of the mat layer while we're here too. That cut through no problem. Since we have these hearts. You should not have too much pressure when you are cutting through the machine. It should be very easy and glide right through. I'll have a couple of these hearts. I'm going to do one more of the little heart, so I have 3 hearts. The other thing you can do is you can cut upside down. So I have the heart upside down like that, and then put my cutting mat on. Okay, so I have my 3 hearts cut. Now I can pull my platform away on both sides. This will now fold up and it will unsuction from my glass mat. So my die cutting is done. I have my card base. I have my mat layer. I'm going to use my Gina K adhesive runner. Oh, that's super sticky. A little bit of a white border. I lost my 3rd heart already. Oh, there it is. Now, I think my Happy Mother's Day is going to get lost, so I think I am going to grab one of my dies from one of my master layouts. See if I have a banner die that will kind of encompass that, because that's going to get lost. Maybe do that in green. We have Master Layouts 14 here. Let's see here. And this one has some kind of longer banner dies that we might be able to use. Now, this one has some kind of stitched edge to it. I don't want to use that one because it's a little long. Now, you can shorten it, but this one doesn't. It's a little bit shorter, so I think I'll use that one. And kind of like this floral one, but I think that detracts from the background, so we'll leave that one out this time. I think we'll just do this. So I think we'll cut that out of the jelly bean green. And we'll cut that out of the Intri-cut. Now you say, well, why don't you just cut that out of the scissors? Because I don't trust my skills. And I will be fussy cutting, and you know, it's like trying to give yourself bangs. You just keep cutting and cutting and cutting, and then eventually there's nothing left. That's how I am when I try to cut. So I'm just gonna cut a little piece of this, get the Intri-cut, and let the Intri-cut cut it straight for me. Then I don't have to worry about it. So same thing. I'm going to put a little piece of pixie tape on there to hold it in place. I know you guys are laughing to yourself, but you know what I mean. We've all done it. It's just easier to have the die sometimes. Now you can go in with the stitch die. Let me see if I can demonstrate it without messing it up. I will try. You can go in with the stitch die. Where did I put the die now? Oh, it is the same. Okay. It is a little smaller. All right, let me try to go in with the stitch die and see if I can line this up. I thought it was long. I must not have been looking at it correctly. Did okay with it. I thought I was going to mess it up. I did all right. Sometimes I surprise myself. All right. All right, so much for this being quick, easy card. See, this is what happens when you start to get too involved with things, and then you start doing other fancy things, and then next thing you know, it's not a quick and easy card, but it's a really good looking card, so I'm not unhappy with it. Now it's like a semi-fancy card. It's not a quick and easy card. All right. Let me grab my Connect glue. This is supposed to be like a 10-minute video, and now it's like a 20-minute video. Oh well. Look how nice that looks. That fits like perfect in there Okay, weigh that down. Now I'm going to add shaker strips to pop it up. Now we're getting super fancy. You don't have to use shaker strips for shaking. We can use them for pop-up. Look how nice and thin those are. These are in the shop as well. And then cover up that pretty flower. I'm going to do this over here. You guys, this one's so pretty. I might give it to my mama. She's been working really hard on the backyard, making it so pretty. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. All right, so much for quick and easy, but oh my gosh, I love it. So pretty. All right, that is using Handmade Holidays, which is not a new release. This one was released a little while ago. Stamp and die set, but it is using the new flowering vine background stencil, which is part of the new card kit, which just got released April 30th, and last month's release of the oh my gosh, can't get it out, Master Layouts number 14 banner die there. Okay, this was not meant to be a 28-minute video, but oh my gosh, so pretty. Go check out the new release. I will put the links down below. If you have any questions, post them down below for me. If you had fun watching me make this card, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.